What's up, squad family? I'm going to be educating and talking about the physics of a pretty dope manga and anime. This is my first Bleach video and first video of 2018, guys. If you see something that's wrong or I didn't include something, please leave a comment. Like and sub at the end if you like the video. Now, I'm officially talking about something other than Naruto. I will always continue to do Naruto and Boruto videos, and more frequently than I will be doing Bleach videos. I'm explaining everything relating to Soul Reapers, so on screen and in description I'll link timestamps if you ever just want to rewind or fast forward to a specific part. Soul Reapers are also known as Shinigami, and I'm going to be using that term probably for the majority of this video. Shinigami translates to death spirit or reaper. This word Shinigami comes from Japanese mythology. Shinigami used in religion hardly resembles a Soul Reaper in Bleach. It's more spooky, ghosty, almost like a ghost or a zombie if you fused the two. It's like a spirit that can't ascend when it dies, and so it like invites the living to come join it in death. Or it's like this godlike being, and it takes people's lives like the Grim Reaper, like Grim from Billy and Mandy. Soul Reapers aren't anything like this. They're not intrinsically scary like a ghost from Insidious. They're more like Peter Pan. You know, they take the souls of dead people and they take them to a better place. And somehow that was still dark and not uplifting at all. Moving on. Soul Reapers have one main job, and all chores and tasks they are given all contribute to the completion of this one task. And that's keeping the balance between the souls of the living and the souls of the Soul Society. I don't know if it's a 1-to-1 ratio, so one soul in Soul Society for one soul in the land of the living, or a 1-to-1000 ratio. I don't think that we can tell you how it's weighted. A Shinigami's main job is balancing souls, and every subtask is contributing to the balance. It's important, remember that. Fun fact, prehistory, the Shinigami used to be called balancers for this reason. Getting into the soul cycle is kind of confusing, so I'll illustrate it. Souls can be born in two places. Souls of quite a few Shinigami were born in the Rukon district, or Seirte. But also, souls can be born in people of the living world. The host bodies of these souls can be destroyed. When a person dies or is near death, their souls will leave their body and a chain is connecting the soul's chest to that of the body's. This is called the spirit's soul chain. The soul is just a manifestation at this point. Actually, if the person regains some health, the soul can even return into the host body. The problem is when the host body dies or the soul chain manages to get cut. And when this happens, the soul can turn into three variations of souls. Pluses, otherwise known as holes, jibakurei, and tsukirei. Eventually, all souls get turned into hollows. Pluses will start hollowifying the soonest of the three. It's okay to see spirits like jibakurei and tsukirei, but it's a wise decision to run if you see a plus. Holes are the most volatile of them all. When Kisuke brought out Ichigo's soul and severed his soul chain, it took only 70 hours for Ichigo to start hollowification as a plus. The very last link in the chain of fate will eat its neighboring links, slowly corroding the chain. This process is called encroachment. Pluses will actually have quite a few links left before hollowification, and this led Ichigo to believe that he still had plenty of time before he'd begin hollowifying. The final encroachment, though, is different. All remaining links eat each other in one massive phase. Ichigo was a human, and he needed to become a soul. And the only type of soul he could be is a plus, and pluses become hollowified. So he needed to push off the hollowification process in order to transition to this normal soul, like you see in the Rukon district or any other soul you'd see around, and only that soul can use Ryatsu. The problem is, he didn't totally shake off the hollowification process, and he became this overpowered Shinigami hollow hybrid god they call a Vizard. Back to the Shinigami's duties and life cycle of souls. On Earth, there isn't just pluses, but also jibakurei.
Jibakurei.
Yep, yeah, that. Which translates to earthbound spirit. The title is pretty redundant. So, like, the spirit is bound to a specific place, obviously. Which sucks for the spirit because they can't run away like a plus can if a hollow attacks it. Other hollows can make these souls hollows too, but their soul chain is kind of long and wrapped around something, so they generally don't turn as fast as pluses. It takes months, sometimes years. Lastly, the tsukirei.
Tsukirei.
It's everything I said about the jibakurei, just attached to a person and not a place. All of these souls eventually turn into hollows, which is why it's a Shinigami's job to occupy the land of the living and search for these souls to give them kanso. Kanso is a ritual that's performed, also known as a soul burial. Kanso sends the soul from the living world to the Rukon districts by pressing the handle on their zanpakuto to the forehead of the soul. I'll eventually make a video explaining about the soul societies. Society? The two types of attachment souls, jibakurei and tsukirei, are, as previously discussed, reject kanso until you lift the feelings that kept them stuck to that person or place that they're attached to. So, I don't know if you can tell by Rukia's crummy drawing, between the Soul Society and the Land of the Living is Hakumundo. This is where all the more powerful hollows chill out. It's not a place Shinigami ever visit, but Shinigami do spend a large amount of their time hunting hollows in the world of the living. And from time to time they do go on missions to Hakumundo. It's just that Hakumundo is a place that Soul Reapers have trouble getting in and out of. When a hollow is killed by a zanpakuto, its original plus soul goes to the Soul Society along with everyone else. This is just like kanso. It's just adding the additional process of hollow cleansing. Hollow cleansing is a big part of a Shinigami's job of regulating souls, but those who committed tragedies in life before becoming a soul or a hollow will have the gate of hell summoned during kanso, and they'll be dragged to hell. So since killing a hollow sends the soul to the Rukongai, just like a plus would, it adds souls to the realm. During the times when large portions of hollows get cleansed, Shinigami are sent to the Rukon districts to actually reap the souls in order to maintain the ratio we talked about earlier. Like I said earlier, there's a minimum and maximum number of souls that can inhabit the Soul Society. So it's the job of the 13 court guard squads to kill off souls in any of the unlucky districts that gets called upon for calling to make room for the new souls coming in. The aging process of a Shinigami is kind of indirect, at least in the anime that is. Aging as a soul and Shinigami is different, so they can look young for centuries and live for thousands of years. Two notably old Shinigami are the beautiful lady and former Kenpachi, Retsu Uhana, and the creator of the Shino Academy, Yamamoto. Oh, and if a soul or a Shinigami is killed, they stop existing. So once a soul dies, it's pretty much GG. So if you missed episode 1 and episode 19 of the Bleach anime, you could be asking yourself, how do you become a Soul Reaper? I say this because those episodes are where Ichigo becomes a Soul Reaper for his first and second time. Anyone can become at least a substitute Soul Reaper. Big asterisk. So from what the anime has shown, only spirits with high amounts of spiritual energy can become a Soul Reaper, and that's through attending the academy for Shinigami. As I said, there are two ways of becoming a substitute Soul Reaper. First, you can take another's Shinigami powers by plunging their zanpakuto deep in your chest, which gives you temporary powers of a Soul Reaper unless you're Ichigo. He took Rukia's Shinigami powers for a near permanent amount of time, which is an illegal offense, by the way. This will get you and the substitute Soul Reaper killed. Next is more of freeing your inner soul and breaking its soul chain. This is allowed by the 13 court guard squads, but It's 10 times out of 10. You're gonna turn into a hollow. You will not survive it. Somehow, Ichigo has found a way to become a Soul Reaper both ways. It doesn't hurt that his dad is a captain level Shinigami and his mom is a Quincy. My next Bleach video will be on Shinigami Soul Reaper powers and abilities. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I am 6PassH, this channel is my ninja guide, and as always, Squad Fam out.
It's finished. I guess this is the end. Looking back, my life has been nothing but failure.